Nous sommes les habitants sahraouis d'une quartier ici. Nous n'avons pas de travail, nous n'avons pas any droit ici. Les femmes,
Le système ne veut pas nous aider. Ne veut pas, il veut que nous mourir seulement.
Unemployment is high, and it does not take long until frustration makes itself seen here in the streets of Laayoune. Outside the social welfare office, Western Sahara women wait for help. When Morocco occupied the former Spanish colony of Western Sahara in 1975, hundreds of thousands of Moroccans were settled in Western Sahara. Today, they constitute half the population, 260,000, and well-paid jobs and development have mainly been reserved for them. Community services are not the best in the areas of Laayoune, where the Western Sahara people live. Our Sahara's goods are able to employ our competences, it says on the band. On the street, a few hundred Western Sahara university graduates are demonstrating.
some of us have been graduated for 6 years, 5 years, 1 year, okay? So this quite long periods without jobs, okay? So in here we are demonstrating and protesting.
The demonstration has been going on for a week.
Once you demand any right, any fundamental right, any humanitarian right, you are immediately arrested, okay?
There is a great risk of being arrested, so Ahmed is reluctant to continue the interview.
My friends have told me just a few words, okay, and stop recording, okay, because the policemen, okay, are.
Western Sahara is a police state, and the occupation costs huge sums for Morocco. The UN force MINURSO is here to monitor the ceasefire, but has no mandate to observe breaches of human rights. Morocco has not allowed that. Human rights organizations claim that there are about 100 political prisoners here. The waves hit the shore outside Laayoune. Even though there is an occupation, the European Union has made an agreement with Morocco for fishing rights in Western Sahara waters. This is a clear violation of international law, but brings Morocco €35 million annually. According to the agreement, 1/3 of the sum is to be spent for developing the local communities, but this is not seriously undertaken. The Moroccan authorities are reluctant to give permissions to journalists to visit Western Sahara, so most information comes from unofficial sources like this one. Independence activists use blogs and Facebook groups to spread information.
Pensamos que es muy importante para publicar a la gente en Europa para que vea lo que pasa aquí en Sahara Occidental, porque hay mucha gente que no sabe, que hay bloqueado informativo.
Films and news are put up on the net, but it is a dangerous work.
Aunque ese trabajo, lo que trabajamos ahora clandestino, tenemos mucho peligro aquí en territorios ocupados. A veces carcelan nuestros amigos del equipo mediático, miembros, ahora uno en tribunal militar, dice allí.
All here are waiting for the Arabian uprising to reach the Western Sahara. Recently, Morocco promised reforms, so it is expected that the more democratic Morocco might facilitate some of the demands from the Western Sahara movement. One of the international better-known activists is Brahim Dahan, recently released after 1.5 years in prison.
Que la situación está totalmente clarísima. Para mí y para la mayoría de los saharauis, la única forma que podemos solucionar ese problema con los marroquíes es una forma democrática.
The key to change lies in Morocco. The pressure for reforms comes from the 20th of February movement, consisting mostly of ordinary youths, but also members of different political parties. The name is taken from the demonstrations which took place on the 20th of February this year and signaled the start of changes in Morocco. This evening in Marrakesh, a meeting is being held to prepare for the coming demonstrations. Women are among the participants, and there's a lively discussion about which demands should be raised.
Tous les Marocains sont discriminés. Tous les Marocains qui n'ont pas de droit. Toute notre revendication sont les mêmes du tout le peuple marocain.
Free our political prisoners is one message. In the 20th of February movement stores, placards lean against the walls and megaphones stand on the shelves, all ready to once again take to the streets and demand change.
This is a simple right. Protesting is a legal right. Protesting is a legal right. We have the right to protest, to claim our rights. Okay, we should not be punished or be treated with violence just as we voiced out our needs or our rights. That's what.
In addition to fighting for freedom and democracy, a free society without secret police and surveillance is one of the stronger demands.
And as in the other Arab world revolutions, like other countries, enough of police. Give us more schools.
The 20th of February movement has made tens of thousands of Moroccans take part in demonstrations, and they have so far been successful. The royal regime in March promised reforms. A committee will propose a new constitution, and a referendum is expected in September. The royal dynasty has ruled Morocco since independence from France in 1956 and is the longest-standing regime in the Arab world. Through control of Moroccan business and industry, the royal family has enriched itself and now has a multi-billion fortune, while more than 1/10 of all Moroccans live on less than €1 a day. Early in the morning in Bab Dukala Square, bikes are parked and men hang around, waiting for a job for the day. Unemployment is high, despite the relatively high level of education and the large tourism sector. But the problem is widespread corruption and the unequal distribution of wealth.
بحدة نحن نريد دستور ديمقراطي على مستوى تسيير الشؤون ديال البلاد، ولكن نحن نريد أيضا ونناضل من أجل تحقيق عدالة اجتماعية اللي كتضمن لنا اللي خصها تحقق عبر إعادة توزيع الثروات بشكل عادل على أبناء الشعب المغربي بكافة طبقاتهم وفئاتهم.
Now different organizations and political parties can work more freely, but freedom of the press is still reduced. The royal family cannot be criticized.
لذلك حنا تنقولوا في هذا الإطار اش كنطرحوا الملكية البرلمانية، في هذا الإطار باش نطرحوا أنه إذا أراد الملك أن يحافظ على أملاكه وثرواته فيبقى ملك، ولكن ملك رمزي.
Cobras are dancing and snake charmers play as usual at the Jemal Fna, the famous square in the middle of Marrakesh. But all is not as usual. At the far end, the remains of the blown-out restaurant can be seen, where 17 people, mostly tourists, lost their lives in a bomb attack at the end of April. The police is guarding and ordinary Moroccans watch in dismay. The authorities put the blame on a militant Islamist group, but without providing any clear proofs. The earlier bomb attacks in Casablanca in 2003 prompted the enactment of new anti-terrorism laws in Morocco, which has a long history of oppression. The political elite controls the police and judiciary, and tens of thousands were subjected to imprisonment, torture, and extrajudicial deaths during the 70s and 80s. But for the last 20 years, a reconciliation process has emerged, and since the reform process started this year, many political prisoners have been released. Human rights defenders see an improvement.
إذن هذه مجمل الضمانات. نحن واثقون بأنه المغرب فتح مرحلة جديدة وتعذيب ومحاكمات سوريا إلى آخره. هؤلاء كلهم تم إفلاتهم من العقاب. إذا لابد من تكريس مبدأ عدم الإفلات من العقاب. على المستوى الأمني لابد من إعادة النظر.
The meeting on the 20th of February movement turns lively and speakers argue. Today the movement is acting openly. They fear Morocco's security services much less now.
We're not hiding anything right now. We are asking for change and we're saying it. So there is nothing to hide.
In the middle, a guy sits with a connected computer and all decisions are put up on the net. But the problem is that Morocco's poor hardly can afford computers.
Our problem now is that the people who are really suffering from the system doesn't exactly know where the problem is.
The question is whether a democratic Morocco would agree to independence for Western Sahara. In June, talks will resume between the Polisario movement and Morocco, but few Western Saharians think it will lead to any immediate improvement of the situation. Still, hopes of independence are kept alive.
Yo creo que es el fin y espero que sea pronto y que no perdemos más gente ni retomamos las armas para llegarle.